Are you concerned about falling prices? Are you worried at the state of affairs in the market right now? Don't worry, it's not as bad as it seems. In this video, I'm going to take a look at the state of affairs over the last couple of weeks, like I have in my previous videos, and I'm also going to touch on some key factors to take into consideration for this time of the year over the next couple of months. Stay tuned until the end, and I will share some insight on what creative mortgage brokers are doing to help as many people as they can qualifying for a mortgage with the current interest rates and kind of what that looks like. So the market has been doing pretty much the same 3 months. Prices have basically been flat, as I will show you. I mean, there's been a little bit of fluctuation, but there's not been any major crazy increases or decreases. The market is basically doing much of the same over the last 3 months. Prices are basically flat, as I'll show you, and as we head to the end of the year, the typical December slowdown will be in full effect. I'll also weave in some wisdom as we move through this next couple of months. This may be a viable option for you. Let's take a look. So this number here is the average price per square foot in the entire city. So I mean that's kind of been on a bit of a slide over the last few months. So if we look here, just real quick, you'll kind of see how it's, you know, it kind of peaked here in February at almost 1,100 square foot. And then, you know, we saw a little push in September before the interest rate hike. And then, you know, and then it's dropped off dramatically down to 1,800. Again, this is the average for the entire city. Now, this is where it's really going to get interesting. I mean, average price plays a certain role, but it's average, and usually it's reflective to an extent, but you kind of have to break it down and look at the range that, say, 80% of the properties are selling in, because there's always going to be those condos that are at the really higher end of the market, like the luxury brands and the really what I call mega condos, and so they have a tendency to skew the numbers. But you know, it is, you know, having said that, the trends are very, you know, they're obviously very discernible. So now to get downtown, we actually will type in downtown. And so you're going to see that changes dramatically. So now if we come down here and, you know, we look at the trends are similar. Things are a bit skewed because for this month, I mean, we're not finished yet, and these numbers are not completely updated. And there's actually been, in the last 2 weeks, there have been about 150 sales. So, I mean, while this looks quite dramatic from here, from 1,080 a foot down to 968, it's not really an accurate representation because it's only showing a very few amount of sales. But I did go into the MLS stats, and you know, the numbers, the average price for the areas are still very similar to what they were for the first 2 weeks of November. So, you know, and here, you know, we're seeing, so these are just average prices per square foot. So if we wanted to see the average price, you would have to, so average sold price and the average size. So you have $847,000 for the average sold price for downtown, and an average square footage of 825 square feet. And that's going to be representational of all, you know, 2 beds, 1 beds, etc. So now if we break it down and we actually go to downtown, and I'm not going to get into all the neighborhoods here. If you do have more, average is up 6.2% year over year. The average price, again, just downtown for this year is $1,127. So that's taking into account where we were in February and kind of where we are now. So it's kind of a split. Here selling for 1.5, and you've got here stuff here selling for like. So you can see the average prices here for this year. Average was $898, but the 2 bedrooms were just like a hair over $1 million. And you know, if you do the same thing with 1 bedrooms,
you know, the average for the one bedrooms, obviously it's going to be considerably lower. But the percentage change, so, you know, you have this up, the one bedrooms, you're up 11% year over year. So that's, you know, you're still up, you know, over $70,000, $80,000 from, you know, from this time last year, or from the average from last year, meaning 2021.
Be sure to check out my other videos of updates to share some other insights I share. And like this one, it will be able to help you build and create perspective. Okay guys, I want to give you guys a quick introduction to B lenders. So the reason I bring this up is because there's been a lot of activity in the mortgage market for brokers, you know, to find creative ways in which they can service their clients. B lenders are basically, they're quasi-regulated lenders where they are not directly regulated federally, but indirectly they follow the regulations due to the nature of their business. B lenders include mortgage finance companies, which make up about 20% of all insured mortgages, but only about 3% of uninsured mortgages in 2019. Basically, they aren't subject to all the strict rules of the A lenders like Scotia, CIBC, etc. So if you go to the RBC website, and I did, and I pulled up their current rate of 5.69. Home Trust, which is Canada's best known B lender, their posted rate was 6.64%. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's a higher rate. Yes, but it's the posted rate. Lenders like this, they have lots of relationships with brokers and typically are able to offer better rates. So, you know, talk to your local mortgage broker and, you know, see what they've got going on. Because many people don't actually realize all A lenders have a B division. This gives more flexibility with rates and with amortization periods. B lenders can go up to 35 years, so it gives people some extra options. So say you speak with a broker that offers you a rate similar to RBC on the B side. RBC itself is subject to stricter rules like amortization periods. For example, they can only go to 30 years with, you know, conditions applying. B lenders, they can go up to 35 years. Why is this good? Because with the 35-year amortization, your payments would be lower. Many brokers are recommending short mortgages right now, say 2 years, as we're expecting things to improve, rates will eventually come down. And in 2 years, they can then, when they refinance, they can switch back and get a better rate with an A lender. So it's a chess move to give people some options. It's a little bit of creativity. Market conditions for buying right now have some favorability for buyers. If you are in the market, I'm Rob Ackerley with Property.ca Realty. I love to share my experience, knowledge, and insights on this market and on buying and selling real estate in downtown Toronto in general. So don't be shy. Hit me up if you have any questions, concerns, or thoughts, or you just want to chat. I'll leave all my contact info in the description box below, and we'll see you soon.